I stand by my choices and I regret nothing. Hashtag no justice for Bing Bong.
Today's interview is brought to you by Noble Knight Games. They are the site to find the world's largest selection of games, including new releases, out of print, rare, and collectible items. Use promo code TTN10OFF for 10% off your next purchase at nobleknight.com. Hey, I'm Katie Wilson here with the voice cast from Baldur's Gate 3. You may have seen them recently on High Rollers playing D&D as their actual characters from the game. I do have to start off with the most, I think, important question that the internet is just dying to know. Devora, why did you kill Bing Bong?
Oh, God.
Why did you do it?
Oh, listen, get yourself away from the screen, Jennifer English. For shame. For shame. I would just like to state for the record that it is now written into all my contracts that I do not mention the imp. Okay? Ooh. I cannot talk about the imp anymore.
I think we all just want to know what he did to you. How did he hurt you?
Right, can I just say something? Right, Sam, can you speak up here? Because it's not just me that wanted to get rid of Bing Bong. Was it, Sam?
I mean, he's getting rid, and there's murder, isn't there?
Yeah.
I've been thrown under the bus. My statement is this, okay? I stand by my choices and I regret nothing. Hashtag no justice for Bing Bong.
Well, in all reality, though, you all did such a fantastic job on the actual play. Who here had D&D experience before and who hadn't?
I had no experience. A few others did, though.
For those who had not had experience, what was that like for you?
There's a lot of maths.
And a lot of dice.
Yeah, a lot of dice. I agree with that. Second that.
I'm very grateful for having Sam sat next to me. And luckily, I think they did cut out a lot of me going, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah, and then cutting me going, oh, I haven't played on paper for a while. Hang on, where is it, Mark? It's where it used to be. It's just tiny. In terms of role play, that was the easy bit. It's the mechanics that's really hard. As I said, I've been playing like online when during the lockdowns and everything. We sort of got into that rhythm, so I hadn't touched any dice in years.
All of us have been with our characters for so long that to play them for real was a real cherry on top of the cake kind of moment, because we got to write the story beyond the story that was amazingly written by Larian. This was a really interesting, wonderful improvisation with characters we know super well, to really just have a bit of fun and just try something completely random with no real destination in mind. It was really exciting. I really had a great time.
Well, I didn't have a character in this that I voiced in the game. I mean, I did the reading for the introductions and stuff. And that was sight reading. I genuinely had not seen that script before in any way, and the font was very small. And I was suddenly very aware of how old I'm getting. But aside from that, the character that I did get to play at the end, I knew nothing about until the night before, and I only got my character sheet during the break in between episode 1 and 2. So while everybody was filming and enjoying the episode, I was furiously like, okay, that's what that skill is. That's how that happens. It was so much fun, though. I mean, no pressure bringing Bodhi Arenicus to life, but I would play her till the end of the earth.
So how different is role-playing for an actual play than recording a voiceover?
So I think obviously fundamentally the difference is that you have a very well-crafted script, but you're playing the scenes, you're playing the moments with your character. So obviously there's a lot more preparation in terms of each line, and you have to go through. You might be recording hundreds of lines in a session, and obviously we're doing full performance. Well, those of us that are doing the origin characters, the 248 actors that played the characters in the game, we're all doing full performance. So you are physically living it in totality, but you're dealing with a scripted story. So obviously there are choices that the player makes, which can be almost not infinite, but definitely huge and wide. And that's kind of set. So you're playing with these parameters of what the path of the journey of your character is going to be. Whereas obviously in role playing, you're all collectively making the story in the present moment, and you have no idea where it's going to go. And it's up to obviously a great dungeon master. We were very lucky with ours. High Rollers was amazing to help guide us towards the most fun we could have, depending on whatever choices we made collectively. So I think that's the fundamental difference, really, is that, as a role player in in just a small group of playing Dungeons & Dragons, for instance, you don't know where it's going to go. And even the Dungeon Master doesn't know where it's going to go. Whereas when you're playing in the volume, obviously you have a script and you know the destination in mind. You might know the full story or most of the skeleton of the full story, let's say. So you have a destination in mind, kind of, not with your character necessarily in a given moment, but definitely you know where the paths are kind of going to lead you a little bit.
Did anybody else just get this massive rush of excitement at the realization that you were finally going to get to play with the rest of the cast? Because all the mocap for the game, most of the voice recording was done completely solo. Like the players are the ones that get to experience us all together. So that was the first time for us. We'd all been in a room together.
And it was the first time we'd all met,
Yeah, we'd all met in isolation. Like some of us knew each other for a while, other people met other people, but quite a lot of us hadn't met everybody. And so, and like you said, Amelia, like everybody got to play as the characters together in a room, in this group. It was amazing. It was awesome.
That's some of the combinations I was not expecting to go the way they did as well. Like Gail and Will at the beauty salon.
I loved that so much. That was one of my favourite bits.
Shadowheart's doomed shopping trip.
I think that was one of the biggest differences, is that we got to combine a list of our characters that we all know and love with a bit of ourselves, right? Because I do not believe that Lae'zel and Shadowheart would ever volunteer to go on a shopping mission together, but Dev and Jen might. So it was lovely to kind of marry our characters and ourselves and have a lot of fun with it. It was kind of, delicious.
It's such peak D&D to adopt the random NPC as well. You had no clue what you were doing in that moment. The second or so, it's like...
Were there any specific personality traits or characteristics from your characters that you really, really wanted to make sure you brought to the actual play?
Karlak has inspiration as a barbarian trait, which I got to use in silence.
I guess for Will, just bravery was one thing I wanted to bring to the game, but that kind of got me killed. So I think I need to read that one a little bit.
All right, so if you had to do another live play that was Baldur's Gate 3 themed, but you could not play your own characters, I'll start with Neil. Whose character would you choose?
I'd love to play one of the sort of minor characters, maybe like one of the big ogres or something. That'd be really fun. To play something diametrically opposed to what Astarion is. Like one of the big ogres. There's 3 ogres in the game that you meet at a certain point, and they're weirdly existential but also kind of stupid. I like the idea of that. It's really fun.
I think if I'm gonna be anyone in real life, I want to be Gail. I think we're quite similar. We like books, we like cats, like the finer things in life, easily manipulated. I think I'd be a great Gail.
I'd probably have to say Bing Bong, but seeing as he's not officially part of the the story.
No.
Any
Bing
other
Bong
animal,
alone.
Bing Bong first. Hey, look, he's been giving it back to me, so he has it coming now at this point.
I love that Bing Bong's trolling.
He's trolling me everywhere. He keeps leaving multiple comments. And now he's got fake accounts. Anyway, it's fine. Anyway, look, it's too much of my time now with Bing Bong. Bing Bong or some other rat. I'd love to play a little, stop with the t-shirt. I'd love to play some other like animal or creature. Maybe a house boar. I found out they exist the other day and they look very mean. And they've got tusks. I like that.
Raphael, because I'd get a new song in every battle.
Oh. Nice. That's pretty awesome.
I think I'm going to have to say Gail as well. Just the wizardry, the spells, the different things he can do in game. There was one point where me and Gail were trying to get some information and I just offered money and Tim was just like, no, let's use some instead. And I was pretty jealous of that. So I'd probably say Gail.
Either Karlak, because I love her whole vibe and kicking the world in the face. I just want to do that. So squishy and geeky as well. And that's kind of me in real life. But if I couldn't play that, I would say one of the cats, because the cats in this game are amazing, and I love them, especially when they speak Moriar. They're so cute.
That's awesome. Okay, so I now have a little game for you all, if you're up for it. We like to call it Impressive Impressions. And I have very recognizable voice lines from each of your characters. And I will randomly select one, and we'd love it if you could do your best impression of who actually says the line in the game. I'm going to start with Amelia. Ooh, it's a Will line. Get ready.
Ooh.
Sure, but think of the stories you'll be able to tell.
Sure. But think of the stories you'll be able to tell.
Awesome.
I can't do a Will impression.
That's a tough one, honestly. That's a tough one. But now it's Theo's turn, so let's see what we get for Theo. Oh, a Karlak line. Please don't open the creepy book.
Please don't open the creepy book.
Good.
I mean, Karlak approves. Sam, for you, we have, it's a Lae'zel line. Enough waiting, I crave blood.
Enough waiting, I crave blood.
That was good.
That was so good.
That was great.
That was pretty good.
All right, Devora, for you, we have, Astarian's line. Oh, hello.
Done this already, don't worry about it.
Don't you look good enough to eat?
Oh, hello. My, don't you look good enough to eat?
All right, for Jennifer, we have a narrator line. Scratch's tongue lolls out happily, his tail wagging even faster.
That's a really long line. Hang on. Scratch's tongue lolls out happily, his tail wagging even faster. Authority.
I feel weirdly aroused.
Central.
That's amazing. All right, our last one is for Neil. Oh, and it's a Shadowheart voice line. You can't just stick your hand in every strange hole you come across.
You can't just stick your hand in every strange hole you come across. I can't do it, man. It's too difficult.
So now that we have done impressions of each other, I have to ask, do you have personal to you favorite voice lines for your own characters?
Oh, it's a line that I give. It's a line that I give to Astarian, which is hilarious. You belong on stage, perhaps the blood-stained sort, with a hooded man standing by, axe in hand.
That fleshy nose of yours looks like a mistake.
That's amazing. But the one that's in my head right now is you can take Karlak to the circus, which she's really excited about. But then when you get there, she says, "This better be violent, sexy, or both."
Mine's just the blade of frontiers. Just because it's so powerful. Just love doing that every single time.
Also, actually, the circus one was really fun, but I don't know if I can swear on this thing or not. It's where it's same situation when Karlak's there and Astarian can be there. Anybody can be at the circus, and he gets pushed on stage by the player, and he says something like, "Of course, what fun! I'm going to fucking kill you." And that's really, I really like that one. It's really funny.
Last question for you all. If someone wanted to get into TTRPGs, D&D, tabletop gaming in general, what sort of advice would you give to them?
This is a team sport.
Yeah.
Play it in a way that allows you to give other people opportunities to interact with you. Don't worry too much about doing accents or anything like that. Just play.
Have fun. I say, like, basically what Amelia said. Have fun and enjoy it, because I think that's what it's about. I mean, for me personally, I found that I love, as an actor, obviously I like the role playing so much, and maybe not so much the combat, but I think that other people who haven't had a chance to experience that absolutely should, because that's where you get a lot of the good juicy stuff. You get to have fun with your friends, essentially.
And don't be afraid to make mistakes at the end of the day, because it's a game and it's meant to be fun. It's not meant to be tense in any way. So just go out there, like Amelia said, have fun and enjoy it.
I think that's it. The mistakes are actually part of the story, and sometimes the best times come out of the mistakes. The happy accidents. which I think is sometimes the best parts of role playing together in a group, is that you're playing together, like Amelia said, and like Theo said, mistakes are there to be made, and it's okay if you make a mistake. It's actually sometimes a good thing.
The character's more important than the system. I think that's what became apparent when we had people who've never played before just took it like they look like ducks to water. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't about all the abilities and everything. You'll be helped through that. Just worry about the role play and the character and the interplay, like everybody's saying, that collaborative storytelling, and someone will help you with the dice.
Oh yeah, I was going to say just yes and everything. So somebody offers something, just go with it, even if it's not what you were expecting or had planned to do. I think just go, all right then, why not, rather than block anything. And I think that's why we all had a lot of fun and ended up going to like the spa or adopting him. So yeah, I think just yes and.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. We loved seeing you on the actual play, and we hope you guys will do another one because I know that all of the fans out there would love to see it.
Tabletop news.
I love doing that. It always sounds like the ring of chaos. Brought to you by Noble Knight Games. Use promo code TTN10 off for 10% off your next purchase at nobleknight.com.